A pleasure to have this gentleman to my right and your left. Very underrated player. He was responsible for the Mississippi State Bulldogs having the #1 rushing attack in 2009 and the #2 rushing attack in 2010 in the SEC. Is J.C. Brignone. Pleasure to have you on.
How you doing? Thank you.
Good to meet you.
Thank you.
Julio Cesar.
Julio Cesar. Yeah, Julio Cesar.
Are you Julio Cesar fan? Chavez fan?
No, I never was, man. That's my family name, Julio Cesar Brignone. So I was the third actually. So that's just what we go by. But my dad was Julio, so I went by JC growing up. So.
Talk about what Tess has done for you and everything that you need to do to make that impression in your pro day. You should be at the combine though, but I know you're gonna make that impression in the pro day.
Definitely helped me out more mentally. Physically we all come in strong and fast, and that's just come in with the athleticism. But just the mental aspect of knowing that you're gonna be able to do so well, and trusting in yourself to know that this is what I'm doing. I'm going to run my 40 this way. I'm going to run the shuttle. I'm going to bench as many as I can, but know how to do it instead of just going up there and being barbaric about it.
That's right. Having that mental approach and that plan.
Exactly. Being mentally tough. With being football players, a lot of guys are mentally tough and coming in, but there's a difference between just being tough and then coming in mentally tough and knowing, because it's a lot mental. A lot of this whole game is mental. All this combine stuff is mental more than it is physical. So.
Talk about Coach Dan Mullen's impact. I mean, you guys just put it on Michigan. So I mean, and the SEC, it showed how strong the SEC is, of course. So talk about Coach Mullen's impact on you as a player and overall collectively as a group.
All the coaches that came in with them, they were just great for us. They changed the whole attitude up. It's with Coach Kroom, I love Coach Kroom. He was like an uncle to me, and just doing. But it was
O-lineman himself.
Definitely, and he changed me. I was a D lineman when I first came in and switched over to O-line. He told me, it reminded me a lot of him. And he started me off of where I'm at. But Coach Mullen and Coach Hevesy and Coach Bayless and those guys that came in from Florida, they just flipped everything around. The attitude, the animosity that we brought, just to bring Mississippi State back to what it was when it was what they call the golden years, So hopefully for now it's going to be the new golden era.
That's right. Jackie Sherrill was there at that
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And talk about mentally what you were going through. Hurricane Katrina, got you out of Mississippi your senior year in high school, and how did that really build your maturity and build your mental toughness?
Really, Katrina and having to leave and losing everything is what started me off to, a lot of people say I grew up faster than what normal kids have to grow up at. I got married at a young age and I have a daughter and all that, but I don't feel like I'm 23. I turned 23 yesterday, so it's like I don't feel it, because I've done so much and gone so far in just a little time. But, when you lose everything and you have to just start over, you can't just cry about it and say, oh, this is what they did to me, this is what God did to me. I just took it and strided with it and did everything I could. I had a good career at Mississippi State and hopefully have a chance to play in the NFL, and I got a beautiful wife and beautiful daughter, so I can't complain about anything. So Katrina was really a godsend in my eyes.
And talk about the competition of the SEC, those D linemen, especially Nick Fairley, lining up against him. Talk about how that's really going to help your competitive nature and also help you in the pros really be able to excel quickly.
All the guys at SEC, I think it's just our thing to be SEC biased, but we know we're the toughest conference, and that's what it deals with. So when you play against guys like Nick Fairley and Darrell Poe and different defensive linemen, it's an honor to play against these guys, because one thing, like I said, Glenn Dorsey, that's the first offensive play I've ever played against LSU. My freshman year was against Glenn Dorsey. So I definitely got opened up to, the SEC fast. But, the thing is all these guys, we play in a league where most of the guys are going to play in the NFL. And you're playing against guys that are NFL caliber. So if you can block these guys, you sure as well can go in the NFL and block them. And that's how I feel. If I can go from my league, all I have to do is, just like everybody else does, step their game up to that next level. And that's what I'm trying to do, is while I'm here and also in the offseason of training, getting ready for the NFL draft and stuff, is do everything I can. So when they do call me up and give me a shot to make a team, I'm ready. I'm not going to be, in the back blaster. I want to go ahead and try to get my playing time in.
Wow. You worked with Anthony Dixon, and he's now with the Niners and everything. You keep in touch with him? He's giving you advice on how to approach everything?
Yeah. Me and Booby, we keep in touch a lot.
What's his nickname?
Booby Miles. He's that was a great running back. That's in '09. You said I helped lead. It was really our O-line and him. It was unreal to have a back like him, because when he hit the holes, I mean, you can see it at the 49ers right now, 255-pound back in the NFL. You know, when they get 4 yards and in, they're giving the ball to Booby, just like we did, you know. I mean, they're smart. Their coach is smart. But, you know, to have guys like that and you know, it's keep in touch with Anthony Dixon, Kyle Love, Lance Long, guys that are all in the NFL just to help me out, you know, because it's a brotherhood. You know, I talked to Chris Jenkins about it, and he said, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, there's some guys that are going to try to screw you because basically you're taking money out of their mouth too, you know, and food out of their mouth and out of their kids' mouth. But at the same time, when you come in, you're talking to guys that have been there for so long, like 11 years. I could have sat with him for all day and just listened to him talk about it, you know, getting the experiences. But that's what it's about is to learn from the older guys and then take our new spin of what we do with it and do it. That's how the NFL changes all the time.
Best of luck to you, and definitely, you know, I know you're going to do your thing in Pro Day, and you will be drafted for sure, and I look forward to seeing you
so
on Sundays.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.